Hey everybody, this is Greg. Actually, I forgot the intro and everything else to set that up today. It's been a, let's just say, it's been a hectic morning, to say the least. So hopefully everybody's doing okay. Welcome to the Art of Relationship show, people. I'm going to talk about COVID and, you know what, the effects it has on the relationship, and are you able to are you able to save or survive the relationship? Okay, and part of this is I did an interview, and I'm very flattered, very humble. Did an interview for Channel 4 Detroit WDIV with Steve Garagiola, and it was aired, I think, Tuesday night. And the link's around somewhere on my public figure page under Detroit's Love Guru or whatever. But talking about the situation to where, with COVID and the effects it has on relationships. And one thing we talked about, and I know they had to squeeze, the interview was 30 minutes and talked about a lot of stuff in 30 minutes like I do with the show. And they squeezed it into about a minute, maybe 2-minute segment, okay? I'm very flattered, absolutely, okay? But there was a lot of stuff I want to go over to help you guys out in survival mode, and it's been going on here in Michigan for maybe a couple months now, okay? Hey, Lisa, oh, thanks. You love that shirt color on me. Okay, I appreciate it. I'm all white, too. No tan, no sun. The gyms are closed. The fake bake, okay? To be able to look at the situation with COVID, and we talked about, one thing that wasn't mentioned, there was a lot of things that weren't mentioned in the episode the other night on TV, but, there's not a lot of time, okay, in that type of situation. So, with COVID, I talk about the situation. It's one of those things, if there's problems in the relationship, okay, they might be small, they might be large, that type of situation, relationships. Now, if people are working at home, they are, in each other's faces or pretty much on a 24/7 basis, and say the kids aren't in school, and you have all these people that maybe you're used to going to work, meeting, talking to other people as distractions in your life and what's going on in a relationship. And I mentioned that, when we're all together, all those problems, even if they're small, or in your, it's not that big of a deal, they're insignificant. Now, when you're around each other 24/7, they become magnified, okay? They become to be blown up in your face, maybe on a daily basis, maybe not, but it's ironic. It's just the way it is, right? When we're more around somebody and we have issues with them, the more they're going to pronounce themselves, the more they're going to be in our face. So it makes it even more difficult with relationship survival and the aspect about being able to, handle those aspects. And what do you do, okay? And there's also a huge, let's face it, increased stress load. We're talking finances, okay? And we're talking, last week I heard on the radio that 20 million people are without work right now because of COVID, coronavirus, that type of 20 freaking million people. Never in world history has it been like this, and it's devastating. It's so you have that added stress. You have the added stress of, we're used to kids going to school. Maybe they have before school care, after school care, that type of thing. Now we have nothing. So what are we going to do with the kids? Money situations, the stress. And like I already said, issues in the relationship become magnified. So it is a big chaotic stress ball for a lot of relationships, okay? We know this. And it's one of those situations to where, and it was talked about, ways to help survive the relationship or even make it better, okay? And talked about on the TV, the interview about, trying to find space. And it's very, very difficult for a lot of people, right? Kids are in your face. They're at home all the time. So they're like, Ma, 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 Dad, Dad, Dad. You know how many people have been there? And it's very difficult now to find space, to be able to breathe and get away from each other. And I talked about, separation on, I think, last week's episode. And, that separating, trying to find your aspect is a good thing. It's a healthy thing. Go for a walk. listen to music by yourself, whatever, watch a TV program by yourself, whatever it takes to help, reignite your own energies and to decrease your stress levels. And, I'm not going to get too much more into that because I did that last week on last week's episode, and it's under videos on both pages, public figure page and this page as well, okay? And, when you start tripping over each other on a daily basis, it's, it's not easy, okay? I get that. But these are also opportunities, okay? If there's issues in a relationship and they are getting magnified, what are you doing to go after those situations? What happens if, communication sucks? Communication is an issue in a relationship and it always turns into an argument. Are these opportunities that you can work on them and look at starting to, question each other? Like, I mentioned about, questions of concern or questions of care instead of attacking each other in those situations. Why are you mad? Is this what you're thinking? Instead of going after, I had a couple were talking about, all the time, what are you doing? What are you doing? Fear of cheating or on their phone, that type of aspect. What you looking at? Instead of, oh my God, are you doing this, what you're not supposed to be doing, right? And it happens with a lot of couples in that situation, okay? Who you talking to? Who you talking to? Oh, what's going on? Instead of asking questions of care and concern, okay? Hey, Rhonda, peace. I appreciate you tuning in. And being able to go after this, it's a time to reignite the relationship, okay? Yeah, you're in each other's face all the time. But these are some things that you can go after to improve the relationship, to even make it stronger during COVID and during a chaotic time frame in our culture and in the world in general, okay? And I recommend, you can go after, it's called Dr. Aaron's, 1A, A-R-O-N, 36 questions or 36 questionnaire. And they even have phone apps for this, okay? It's a way to maybe learn about each other again. It's not so much in depth, but it's a way to talk about subject matters. If you have a hard time, you're bored talking about it, it'll give you ideas to talk about, okay? There's also, online games and online, phone apps and stuff, relationship questions that you can ask each other and have fun about it, okay? I mentioned on the interview, and it was mentioned, can you have fun? Can you joke around with each other? Again, when was the last time you were playful with each other? And it's very, very difficult if you don't feel connected, especially if you're all stressed out and, tripping over the kids. Kids are tripping over you. You're tripping over each other, and you can't find some space. And now you have to work from home, right? And the kids are screaming. How do you manage? How do you deal with all this? Or it's a lot easier to get maybe distracted at home doing your work. Believe me, I know. And, versus when you're in the office or, it's more quiet. You don't have the animals chirping. You don't have, hey, Sharon, hey, peace. I appreciate it. So you look at these avenues to, reach for each other and get rid of this stuff. So Dr. Aaron's questions can help you reignite the relationship. Learn more about yourself and learn more about each other, and they're great conversation pieces, okay? TikTok. How many people looked at this avenue? And I don't want to give props or anything else, right? With TikTok, how many people are amused and laugh at watching TikTok videos? Can you do something like that with each other, okay? Hey, D, what's up, man? I appreciate it. Yeah, everybody's saying happy birthday. I did not. I took it off Facebook because I didn't want it. I want to ignore my birthday, okay? And that's not what it's about. I appreciate it. I don't know how in the heck people found out about it. But, yeah, and I didn't want to announce it and whatever, okay? So we're going to ignore, it's my birthday today. Anyways, but with the TikTok, can you dance together? Can you, sort of, dance, do yoga together? There's so many free videos out there to improve your relationship and to work on stuff again, okay? When was the last time you started flirting with each other? This is a time where you can start flirting with each other, and it's very, very difficult, right? When, you know what? you're confined with each other. You're, you know what, going all over the place and looking at the situation to where you are, you know what, tripping over each other. So how are you going to have fun? How are you going to, you know what, joke around and be flirt and be more intimate with each other? Oh my God, Greg, the kids are around. The kids are around. There are stuff you can do. You can touch each other more, okay? You can wink at each other more. Maybe blow each other a kiss a lot more than what you're used to. These are things that can improve the relationship and to be able to, you know what, get away from the stress, to be able to go after those elements, okay? And it's an opportunity that you can reevaluate your love. You can reevaluate the relationship as a whole. And oh yeah, hey Sharon, happy birthday to you too. I forgot we're twins. One of my uncle's wife's birthday's today too, so I appreciate it. But being able to go after, oh, I love it. Nicole, you mentioned our kids are just used to us grabbing each other's butts. Hilarious. Now, what happens if, you know, your kids go to school, or when we go back, they go back to school next fall, you know what? Oh, I like you, so you know what? I'm going to grab that girl's butt or that boy's butt, whatever. Now you look at, do you set boundaries? Oh, that's only for adults. That's only for mom and dad type of thing, right? And you got to set those boundaries. And I'm all about kids, you know, seeing affectionate couples, seeing their parents be affectionate, loving with each other. And we all know there's boundaries, okay? So there are things that you can do to increase intimacy, that you can increase flirting, have fun together, joke around with each other, you know, pillow fights, those type of things. You know what? Ask each other questions. I mentioned Dr. Aaron's 36 questions, okay? There's even a phone app for it, okay? There are online, you know, questions you can ask about relationship advice. Now is the time to take a stressful situation. Everyone's worried about maybe getting sick and their, you know, elderly parents, kids getting sick, all this stuff. It's very, very scary time, but there are things that you can do to even enhance your relationship, okay? And not only survive COVID in the situation that we're in, but to make it better and to reconnect in a relationship. Now, what are you doing to take that part? Is it a perception where, you know what, you guys are yelling and arguing? Do you ever ask each other or even say, oh my God, I'm sorry? That type of thing. Someone's upset, you know, it could be talking to a sick loved one. It could be, you know, talking to someone you didn't know on the phone or whatever. Someone starts yelling and screaming, and the other one, you know, are you able to say, oh, I'm sorry, instead, you know, and you get upset, and right? And then you can come together and be able to look at the situation. You know what, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have reacted that way. Okay, we're all human. But what are you doing to own your mistakes and look at what you can do better in the relationship to improve it? Now is the time, okay? A lot of people want to separate. I said that previously, that it is important to have your own space during this COVID time. Go for a walk, sit on the grass, you know, sit on the front porch, escape that. That's going to bring more life into it and help with the stress levels, okay? Take turns, right? You might have young kids and no one, you got to watch them. Someone's got to watch them, right? And you can take turns with that and still escape and have your own time. Go for a bike ride, a car ride, that type of aspect, okay? And these are things that are cheap. They don't cost money. A car ride, I mentioned that I think last week, that yeah, you have to have gas in the car insurance and all that. But without the car, a bike ride, a walk, sit, listen to music, okay? Whatever you can do to escape, to reduce those stresses in the relationship. Big time. They're crucial, okay? And also, look at reigniting those elements again. I hate repeating myself. People are going to say, no, you don't, Greg. You do it all the time. Okay, maybe I do. That's one thing I got to work on. But again, look at building the intimacy. Look at re-engaging the flirting, the talking to one another, to ask engaging questions and not be stagnant, not be so surface level anymore. And what does it mean to be best friends? What does it mean to have a more connected, more intimate relationship on a physical, emotional level? Big time, okay? now's the time to reevaluate your relationship, your marriage, and look at what is great, what is good, and what needs to be improvement, and don't shy away from it, okay? A lot of people look at the elements where, I don't want to talk about it, it's going to create an argument. We're going to be, I don't even want to go after it, okay? So it's crucial. Hey, D, you meant quarantine 2020 was absolutely amazing for us. You know what? I love hearing that. And I've heard a lot of people that the same thing, but I've also heard, of course, that are the opposite, okay? Oh, Sheila, I appreciate, love this, so needed this. I have a compromised immune system, so I've been shut in since February. I'm losing my mind. Oh my God, Sheila, I give you props. I would be too. I've been doing virtual sessions for the last month. Well, maybe not that long because I was sick for 3 to 4 weeks. So I'm back, I'm doing virtual sessions, and I still miss the interaction, the contact type thing. And this is one thing too, and actually a client of mine came up with this, and her and her partner do this. And like I said about re-engaging, and when one person's very social and you miss the social interaction, going to meet friends, you two going out maybe to concert venues, going to the show, going out for a drink or two, dinner, meeting up with friends. Hey, Tony, man, peace. I appreciate you. Much love to you. And, you're not doing that anymore. So client mentioned about, it's a great idea that people are having double virtual dates with each other, that, you're maybe having a glass of wine or pop or water, whatever you drink, that you are, you're talking back and forth like through the virtual mechanisms out there, through Zoom, through, maybe Facebook Messenger, whatever, that you're having virtual double dates, or you're able to increase those activities with each other to help ignite the relationship and take the stress off and still try to be somewhat engaging with your friends, your family member, those type of aspects. Lisa mentioned, I only had 3 crazy days where I did not use your communication skills well. The whole does he want to approach if you're snarling. I lost that transition for a little bit, but you know what, Lisa, we are all human. Believe me, I'm very human, and it's so difficult when we're hectic and the kids and everybody's tripping over each other to sort of be kind, to be polite, to be courteous. I'm all about that. You know this, Lisa. And to be able to go after the elements, excuse me, to speak from the heart and speak from, I don't feel loved, or I feel, I was disrespected. I feel like you're on my nerves. Okay. Oh, yeah, you're on my nerves too. And it turns into that tit for tat battle. Instead of looking at, oh man, what am I doing to be on your nerves? Can you talk about it, or does it just stay there, okay? Tony, you mentioned they started doing soft openings down here, hoping things will slowly work back to somewhat normal lifestyle. Tony, you know what? You in Florida, I agree. And I kept hearing about, I thought I saw in the news talking about, Florida and Orlando, of course, with Disney, about doing soft openings and guidelines and masks and social distancing and stuff, and that's good. Michigan, we are still locked down, and COVID is still running rampant here. It's slowed down a bit, but it's been very hard hit like New York was. So I'm all about keeping people safe, and I'm all about trying to have people, back to reality, if you will. And is this a time not only, with the relationship, and I'm huge on self-love, self-respect, okay? And this is also a time, can you help the relationship by being a better partner? Can you look at improving the relationship as I trip over my tongue? Hey, Tanika, welcome. Woohoo! Hopefully you'll get my book. I mailed them out last week, so hopefully you'll get it soon. One of the winners a couple weeks ago of my book. So I appreciate you tuning in. And as I trip over my tongue, which I usually do often, going back to reality, it's also a time to do a self-evaluation, if you will, on yourself. And can you ask, how can I be a better partner? You know, what can I stop doing? What do you need more from me to maybe enhance our relationship, to enhance our marriage? And again, nothing is perfect, people, but this is a time to be able to humble yourself and go after. I'm perfect. I don't have to do anything, right? And you know what? I'm going to stop and, you know what? Humble yourself. Ask how you can be a better partner. Don't just ask, implement it, okay? And you know what? Be open. Talk to each other. And some people have a hard time talking to each other, and it's very, very difficult, I know. But now's the time to improve that. And can you be open with each other without, you know what, going sideways, getting defensive, fighting, arguing, yelling at each other, shutting down? You know, there's so many different ways people go after certain situations instead of trying to work together and look at trying to be that better partner. And these are all avenues that will help you survive the relationship, that will help you not only survive the relationship or marriage, but will help you prosper and hopefully get more connected, get reconnected, or have a stronger, you know, bond between each other. I'm hoping, okay? Check out my website, theartofrelationships.org. I appreciate everybody's support and everybody tuning in. Please share the Art of Relationships show episodes on your timeline. I appreciate it very, very much and flattered by that, okay? Everybody take care. Again, I apologize for repeating myself. I'm still trying to get back in the flow of things, okay? Everybody take care. Much love and peace to everybody out there. Bye-bye. Enjoy your weekend, people. Be safe, okay? Oh, real quick, I almost forgot. Very crucial. A huge, huge thank you, like I've been thanking every episode. Thanking the first responders, thanking the healthcare workers, the grocery store workers, the pharmacists that are keeping us safe and fed and busting their butt in order to do that, okay? I appreciate everybody out there. Let's give them a huge round of applause and a huge, huge thank you. You know what? A lot of people might frown upon people that are, you know, doing carry out, that are stocking shelves. Oh, you're only working here or there. You know what? Knock that off, okay? I did a post about discrimination, racism, okay? Let's get back to equality. Everybody does a role, and, you know, let's be appreciated, or appreciate them for that, okay? And be appreciative of everybody, the healthcare workers, the frontline workers, first responders, the grocery store clerks, those stocking the shelves to keep us going and moving during this, you know, horrific time frame in our culture and in the world in general, okay? Now, peace and love, people. Take care.